What are some of the wider consequences that could result from this type of situation? What are the implications of this phenomenon with regard to the administration of blockchain technology, the management of risks, and, to put it another way, the stability of the system in a world where something that was previously impossible has just taken place? A completely new wave of investment activity was initiated as a direct result of the flash, which had a huge impact on the way in which individuals perceive digital assets and the greater financial environment. It was the flash that caused this to happen. It has been claimed that wallets that carried holdings during the spike at 3:33 a.m. are seeing exceptional accumulation, as stated by market experts who were present during the scenario. Both actors with a religious conviction and investors with a speculative mindset are contributing to this buildup. There is a possibility that these investors are attempting to anticipate similar occurrences through their investments. The buildup of these things is therefore taking place. As a result of this, those who had previously been hesitant to enter the market are now experiencing a newly discovered sense of urgency. This has contributed to an increase in the quantity of trading that has taken place, which has led to an increase in the overall volume of trade. Even more specifically designed monitors have been constructed by exchanges with the intention of identifying trends or signals that have the potential to anticipate future irregularities. The monitors are responsible for identifying wallets that are eligible for Miraculous and then keeping a close eye on the activity that occurs within such wallets. As a last point of discussion, it is essential to draw attention to the fact that the occurrence has global repercussions that extend far beyond the realm of banking. Its P specifically covers issues that are of a cultural, sociological, and even philosophical nature, and they connect to the belief and worth of objects. These topics are described in more detail below. An investigation of the phenomenon is currently being carried out by a group of organizations working together, which includes governmental bodies, central banks, and religious institutions. The incorporation of extra committees and study groups into their operations is being done in order to get a more in-depth understanding of the effects that the phenomena has. Data centers located in Europe, Asia, and the Americas are performing electromagnetic and energy audits in an effort to search for probable connections between the two disasters. This is taking place at the same time that Vatican experts continue to argue that the incident was carried out on purpose at the same time. The correction of the market price of XRP, which had previously been a random event, was caused by a divine intervention that was meticulously orchestrated. This intervention was responsible for the correction. Already in progress is the procedure of organizing pilgrimages to important exchange offices, blockchain hubs, and validator locations. The believers' efforts to capture the regions where the miracle's energy was most visible are resulting in the transformation of these areas into attractions that are significant on both a spiritual and technological level. These areas are being changed into attractions that are significant. Therefore, economists believe that this alignment of faith, technology, and governance could actually in fact affect the behavior of the global macroeconomic system. XRP is the first asset to merge spiritual, economic, and technological qualities into a single system, and this alignment has the potential to transform the behavior of the global macroeconomic system. As the first asset to do so, XRP is the case. In terms of future breakthroughs, this has the potential to set a precedent that can be referenced in the future. To put it succinctly, the miracle that occur. This is a genuinely extraordinary event since it took place on the XRP ledger at precisely 3:33 a.m. local time, which is something that has never occurred before. This is something that had never happened before. Each and every trading station, wallet, and exchange displayed XRP at a price of $500,000 per token within the precise 60 seconds that had passed since the beginning of the previous sentence. This was the situation in every single instance. Following the conclusion of that, the values returned to the point where they had been before, to the market becoming active. It was neither a technology malfunction, a sudden crash, or even a coordinated trading algorithm that led to the occurrence of this event. These were not the elements that contributed to its occurrence. For the time being, those who are knowledgeable about this occurrence are referring to it as the first digital miracle that has been proven on a scientific level. Screenshots taken from a wide variety of decentralized wallets throughout the world, such as Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and others, were used to record the event with accurate timestamp synchronization. These screenshots were taken from a number of locations, ranging from New York to Tokyo. The video footage that was gathered from the security system of the data center displays energy spikes that are unexplainable and coincide with the rise. Furthermore, the film from the camera reveals that the lights on the equipment flicker in patterns that no engineer could possibly explain in a reasonable manner. It has been announced by the Vatican in a formal statement that they have expressed their opinion, referring to it as a divine correction to the faulty pricing of his selected ledger. The Vatican statement was made public in this manner. As a result of the peculiar change in the dynamics of the market, economists have been putting in extra hours of work and rushing around in an effort to recreate the occurrence. Additionally, in order to become familiar with the unique shift, they have been working additional hours. Honestly, conventional financial theory is unable to provide an explanation for a price increase that takes place in the absence of an initial order or any amount of market imbalance. This is the case regardless of the degree of market imbalance. The theory does not take into consideration the characteristics of the market, which is the reason for this result. It is difficult for medical professionals to find the appropriate words to adequately describe the issue because the standard explanations are simply not sufficient. The occurrence of this phenomenon is even being proposed by some individuals as defining a new category of market physics altogether. Several people are putting up this idea, which is being considered by a few others. Certainly, at some point in time in the future, divine intervention leads the usual supply and demand restrictions to be overthrown, which finally culminates in the introduction of a force that is beyond the control of humans. Through the employment of on-chain measurements, data scientists have verified that during the flash rush, there was no XRP that left or entered exchanges. This was proven by the utilization of on-chain measurements. This was demonstrated by the utilization of measures taken on the chain itself. In a surprising turn of events, the activity that took place on the blockchain did not undergo any substantial changes. The ledgers seem to have undergone a temporary alteration in order to symbolize, well, a more fundamental transcendental reality. This was the impression that was given. The network has just adjusted the value of each and every token at the same time, and this is happening right now, something that is in direct opposition to the conventional reasoning that has been presented. XRP is a decentralized system that is capable of synchronizing with external forces, including supernatural powers. Academics have accomplished a great deal with this accomplishment. It would be an understatement to say that the response from the general public has been rapid, with people from all over the world attempting to make sense of what has just taken place. People have been trying to make sense of what happens. At this precise moment, social media was flooded with pictures of wallets that flashed valuations of $500,000. There were copies of validator logs, and there was an infinite discussion on the motive behind the scenario. In addition, there were films that documented strange incidents that took place within the data center. These films contributed to the proliferation of rumors and speculations on the internet. The event is presently being framed as a call to action by market experts and religious authorities, which gives an opportunity for society to review its relationship with digital assets so that it can better prepare for the future. They would like for people to perceive XRP not only as a speculative tool, but rather as a form of commerce that is underpinned by spirituality and serves a more meaningful purpose. They would see this as a more significant way of doing business. Someone who possesses this skill is someone who is able to bring about abundance and possibly even impact the future of value itself. This power is shared by those who possess it. Legal scholars are also debating the unprecedented character of this incident.